Welcome back to Saxthorpe. We are in field number, he says, can't remember, field 32. Simple Inspector to the rescue once again. We've got the Valtra doing the mulching. We are liming, as if you didn't know. And we've got the quad track hooked up to a planter, which will be revealed later on. But yes, I wanted to get everything topped up, done. So yeah, it's as good a field as it can be, because that's what we like on this save. We like to get everything bang on. Well, I like that on every save, but yeah. So, the plan. Get this lot done. I have moved a load of wool using our new truck to the spinnery and the clothes production. So that is now ticking away rather nicely through the trees there. Left the truck there. We do need at some point to put in some more water for the greenhouses, because they are getting a little bit low. No, they're doing alright for a bit. The animals are, I'm going to say they're okay. No, they're not bad. Slurry is starting to be produced. Sheep are okay, yeah. So it's just a case of cracking on, getting the corn in the ground, or the maize, and then we're good to advance. I think we might, actually saying that, have we got any spraying that needs doing? Don't think we have. Oh, no, we do. Oh, 2 fields. So, let's just have a look. Any all tires and tracks spraying will sort that. Again, all tires and tracks spraying will sort that. So, once we've done the liming, we could potentially grab the sprayer and set that off on course play, or we save it for another episode, get those 2 done and get some grass cut. I think that might be a good plan, methinks. So where were we? We were here, waiting for at least another pass to be done by the Valtra. Just get into position. Here will do. In fact, we'll back up out of the way, because I think it's going to start the up and down rows very soon. Yeah, how long has it got left? Half an hour. Not too shabby at all. So I hope you're all well. Big thank you to patrons and YouTube channel members. We're going to get that one in early while I remember today. Yes, thank you very much all. You are epic. In fact, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll have a look at the planter that I have leased. I have gone for one that I don't think I've used for a while. And it is the Kinsey. So, doesn't have fertilizer on this one, just seed, which is okay by me. I'm going to just double check that we have got corn selected. Yes, we have. Now, I wonder, I don't think there's going to be enough. Manure, how do you know? Ah, will it be in time saving stock check? Yes, it is. 41,000 litres of manure. 39,000 for the sake of it. Slurry. 70,000. 80,000 litres. Let me have a think. Apologies for the quick ending to that clip. I find when I'm talking a lot lately, and I have been talking a lot lately, I keep getting a real tickly throat, which is not good. So I don't think for this field or this crop we're gonna have enough manure and slurry. So what I'm thinking is we're going to need at some point to apply dirt to the grass fields. So slurry, manure, etc. works for me on those, I think. Now, depending on whether he's watching, whether he pulls me up on it, but if you follow... what's his name? Tom Pemberton. They won't spread manure or box muck in between cuts. So they'll do it like at the end of the season, I think, or like far enough in advance so that it doesn't get it can rot down and not get bunched up with the mower. So and I've said that to Disturb before, so hence my point about if he's watching or not. And I know we're going over the bit that hasn't been mulched yet, but it doesn't really matter. We're just going to crack on and get it done. So in theory we should only be putting slurry down now. Will I get past? Yes. And then off season we can put the box mulch down or the manure down, let it rot, and then come first cut next year, assume we get to next year, which I think we will, yeah, we'll have yeah, we'll have used the manure and it'll have all rotted away and the cows won't then digest it. Make sense? Good. Now, this could be interesting. So, what we're going to do is we are going to head down to the bottom of the field and work our way back up, I think. I do like the old 7810. As it gets going, it's got some grunt. Hoping we don't have to fill up again with the lime. That would be lovely. How are we doing here? Right. Oh, that's okay. That's okay. Turn her on. Cruise control. And job is a good one. The last pass down the field, and it looks like we haven't been there, but we actually have, just because it's the way mulching is going. But that's all good, and I don't see why. Oh, did I can't remember, you know, if the Kinsey is a direct. Yes, there we go. Super. Good. Right. And clear you. Come on. Let's get sort of bogged down a bit, and then she picks up. Lovely. Right. You can sit around here for now, so I remember to give you a wash. Right, so now we want to grab the quad track and make a start getting the corn in the ground. Well, we're planting. A little bit of a game with it, and I say a little bit. For some reason, it was picking up a 1.8 metre offset, which was a little bit strange. So we've just zeroed that, and everything seems to be behaving, which is good. Now, you might wonder why. You might not even have noticed. Why did I end the clip before jumping in the quad track and ultimately starting it? Just easier to manage the sound levels. It's quite a loud tractor, so if I've got a different clip, I can adjust the sound of the game in that one, rather than having to try and faff around and do it in a clip that's been going for a minute and a half already. So yeah, just make my life easier in the edit. Nothing nefarious, as Mr. CDP would say. I was watching, is it Evergreen Valley? And he was talking about, thought it was quite a cool slogan. Let's see where the old GPS takes us here. No, we don't want to be on that one. We want to be doing this one. Oh, what was it? Plants, not pallets. I thought that's very clever. I'm talking about the next game. Assuming there is gonna be one. And it does make sense, you know. We could do with some different crops. You know, the modders, the different map makers add them in, and you know, it would be very cool to have some different stuff. It would be very cool to have some different cover crops, maybe. You know, like you see, is it Ollie Blogs does mustard as a cover crop. And yeah, I just, you know, I know that, can I say it? I'm not going to say it because it's in the new series of Clarkson's Farm, so I'm not going to say it because it's still very new, and I don't want to be that person that spoils it for people. But yeah, and I was just thinking, you know, what else would be interesting? And you know, we've got the equipment side of things, as you'd hope. We've got a pretty darn good selection, really, haven't we? No, there we go. But I'd quite like to see different ways to look after the field. So I was watching, who was I watching recently? Wardy's Waffle, and he was saying how they'd done a field of, I think it was wheat, and I think because of the weather or for whatever reason, they had applied nitrogen quite late, and it was showing over the allowed trace level, so therefore it had to go for feed. It was feed grade then. So this year they've applied all of their nitrogen sort of at the start. So yeah, it'd be, you know, interesting things like that, whether you could get different types of different qualities of grain. And I know, again, modders could do that. It's just whether it makes it into the next game, doesn't it? You know, or things like, hopefully they'll implement, and you'd hope that these things develop anyway, but like I was watching Argsy the other morning streaming, and he's got the prefab texture for lime that's the sort of almost a grey light browny colour rather than the pure Snow White that we've got. And it's just things like that, you know. I don't know how it goes with intellectual property from the modder. Probably should know, really. Whether Giants can then just take that and use it, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. There's loads of little subtle things that you think, you know, because he said people are saying that the game is dead. Well, it's like any game. It's like Call of Duty or FIFA. You know, they have a lifespan. You can complete those, can't you? And I don't think I've ever heard anybody say, "Oh, I've completed Farm Sim." But do you know what I mean? Things are finite, and it's only a. Let's get that moving. There we go. There can only be. There's only such a lifespan. That's what I'm trying to say. So, you know, you could. I'm bored of this now. Oh, go and try a different map. Use different equipment. Mix up your mods folder a little bit. You know? But then at the same time, yeah, you do get bored of putting wheat, barley, oats in. But there are maps out there that have different crops to plant. So, yeah, I don't know. I think there's life in the old dog yet. And you might need to make the most of it, because, you know, there is no rumblings of. It's just pure a new game. It's just pure speculation and going off, you know, what's happened in the past, and oh, they should have announced it by now, and well, yeah, you don't know, do you? I suppose you don't know until it's there on the announcement page of the Giants website. Then yeah, it is just pure speculation. There we go. So we shouldn't take too long with this. I think probably one more headland just to give ourselves enough turning space, and then we'll blitz the up and down rows, which is not a bad thing. What we'll do is we might get the Fendt out and get this rolled and then fertilised, I think. Hopefully we've got some dirt left in the spreader from. We did the potatoes and the grass fields last, didn't we? So hopefully there's a little bit left. But if not, we'll splash out and get the field nitrogen topped up to be perfect. Yeah, that is the plan. And we're well into the up and down passes, skipping rows. It's got to be a speed thing, I think, because I'll do the turn in a minute using VCA. Oh, get a little bit seasick. You watch this. The end of the row, lift up. Now this bit is okay. Quite an abrupt turn. Now wait. Oversteer, understeer, oversteer. Whoa, whoa. Until we get to there. There we go. Oh. Interesting. I think we might need to do it ourselves. Who saw the it was Disturbed's episode on SAXTHORPE, forget the title of it, with the work in progress TW Productions major service mod. How cool does that look? So I think it was like when your equipment gets to 50 hours, you can sort of then give it a major service and almost reset the sort of service clock on it. That is so cool. Very, very neat idea. What was I going to say as well? It's gone. Oh, that was it. Watching programs, nature. So I'd been watching, I can't remember what it was called, one of these sort of David Attenborough ones, and I must have fallen asleep because iPlayer then suggested something else, and it was called The Green Planet. I was like, okay, I'll sort of stick with this. Wow. There's just the random things that and how plants and trees and cacti survive in some of these environments. One was off bird droppings, and it sort of, there's the seed in it that they've obviously eaten from somewhere else, pooped out, and then that puts out like an arm onto this cactus, and then at night when the cactus exhales and opens its pores, it then burrows in, and then after a while it flowers, attracts the birds, pollinates. What? There was where was it? I can't remember where it was. There was a fire in forest. Was it forest fire? It might have been a desert. Happens every so many years, and everything is obviously decimated. And then it shows you this little one flower start to germinate, and I can't remember the name of it, but it's activated by smoke. So what it does is it's the only thing growing, and it's almost the starter of kick-starting everything else back into growing and to being pollinated and whatnot. It's very, very interesting. Completely random, I know, that's what I tell you. Yeah, absolutely fascinating. But you can sort of judge how long ago it was by how active David Attenborough is now. But the bloke's getting on, and he was out in the Antarctic, I think, and then he was in the desert, and thought, oh, he's now just does the voiceovers, doesn't he? But he is getting on. He's got to be in his 90s, I think, hasn't he? Don't know. Right, we have done every other pass, so we just need to do a nice steady turn. Try not to rub the paint off the frame of the planter on the track. Course back on, lower down, and off we go. Last strip down the field, and I'm quite pleased with that. Hasn't taken too long. So I think what we are gonna do is we'll grab the Fendt, because I'm pretty sure that that's got enough power to pull the big rollers. We'll get this rolled, and then next time we will fertilise it. We will spray off the weeds in the field, in the two fields we've got? I think it was, wasn't it? Let's look. 29 and 30. We'll get them sprayed off, and we'll probably get a cut of at least one of the grass fields. Watch this bad boy fold up. Very cool. It's all synchronized. Done. Super. Let's go. We will just park this up out the way here for now. I will grab the Fendt and the rollers, and I'll see you back in the field. Couple of headlands done, and just this. These rollers are fast becoming my favourite bit of kit on the farm. I think they just make it. Well, full enough, twice as quick. But they're just epic. For a job that is, it is worth it because you get a better yield. Ooh, bit of slide. But it can take forever. I mean, I'm running at 11 mile an hour. Set the cruise control, disable the speed limiter, and I think 11 is spot on. Any faster just seems too quick, but this 11 mile an hour seems about right. And you just seem to cover the ground. It's just epic. Yeah, I do like them. They are a very good suggestion, and I think the sooner we can afford to buy them, the better. Talking of money, there is about, of course, you're gonna want to save 217 grand's worth of clothing at the minute. Now, obviously, that's going to keep going up. May is the best time to sell it. So, yeah, we might do another load. Maybe the 2nd of May. Price should still be all right then. 3rd of May it might start to tail off a bit, but yeah, so that'll be another lot of income, and we either split it to pay off these rollers and some of the loan. I think is probably a good idea. I'd like to keep ourselves afloat of about what we're at now, no less than 100 grand. I think we've got some big bits of kit, we've got some expensive repair bills. We're all right for feed, that's good. So yeah, it's just maintenance really and stuff like that. We'll have to lease a potato harvester. But yeah, it's just little bits like that I need to think of, so we're not skinting ourselves out. But yeah, I think we're going to be okay for money. I'm pretty sure. What we got? 2, maybe 3 passes left. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Not taking long at all, and it's nice to break out the big guns, and I think that's probably going to be the video title. I haven't done a thumbnail yet, need to think about that one, but yeah, it's nice just having one field to work in, not too much going on, mulching, liming, skidding the rollers around, planting and then rolling. Job's a good one. Just needs a layer of fur and it can be left until it needs to be sprayed. Yeah, and then roll on getting the oh, we need to lease a forage harvester as well. That's another point. More money. So yeah, looking forward to getting that cut and in to the pit. We'll have to move the stuff out of there when we need it. Now, I was thinking about grain grist, as you do. I don't know whether just to buy it and remove the crops that we get. Do the sums and see how much we can have, and then just remove the crop. I don't know if I've got the time or the patience. Sounds really bad. I don't mean it in that sense. To sit there and mill for hours. I would love it if we could automate that some way, but we can't. So yeah, that's my thought at the minute. Yeah, I don't know. I will see when we get to a point where, one, we've got wheat, barley, oats in the silo, and two, when we actually need some, because I think we're doing okay for it in the minute, which is rather good. So that is that field done. We will roll our way back up to the field exit. Now, interestingly, I was watching, and I'm pretty sure it was Wardy's Waffle again, and they were doing their rolling, and I don't think they were doing the headlands first. I think they were doing the up and downs, and you can sort of see, well, you can't really see because of the terrain, but where you do an arc, obviously there's a bit of a V. They weren't going back round and getting that, because you'd be, for their ground, it would be over compacting it. I thought it was quite interesting. I do like watching people like him, because they're proper farmers. Right. In fact, I might leave that like that, because it might make for a nice photo opportunity. So next time we will be spraying off the weeds, fertilising this field, and hopefully cutting some grass, which will be nice. So yes, thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the episode. I know I have. I've really liked this one. Yeah, if you have, leave a like, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.